Good morning, student. Today we will discuss about DC machines, DC generator, DC motor. We will also discuss about principle of operation and construction of DC machines. And at last, we will discuss separately excited DC motor. So we know that basically DC machines are of two types, DC generator and DC motor. DC generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy, where DC motor converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Windings in DC machine. So there are two windings in DC machine, in both DC motor or DC generator, field winding and armature winding. Field winding is stationary, which doesn't move at all, and armature winding is movable winding. Armature winding is mounted on a shaft, so it can rotate freely. Construction of DC generator and DC motor is same. Keep in mind, construction of both DC generator and DC motor is same. So DC machine can be used either as a generator or as a motor. See here is a basic diagram of DC generator and this is DC motor. Here. DC generator, this is DC motor. In motor, we applied the electrical energy and output is mechanical energy. In generator, input is mechanical energy and output is electrical energy. Okay. So keep in mind that in DC machines, two windings are used, field winding and armature winding. Field winding is steady, but armature winding is movable winding. Okay. Now, we discuss principle of operation of DC motor. When current carrying conductor is placed in magnetic field, it experiences force. You know that DC motor, in DC motor, magnetic field is developed by field current flowing through the field winding. So when we pass the current through the field winding, it generates magnetic field. Armature winding is connected to DC source. Armature winding is connected to external DC source. Hence, it plays role of current carrying conductor placed in magnetic field. So we can say that this field winding is steady, armature winding is movable. We pass the current through the field winding, it generates magnetic field, and we have placed that armature winding in that magnetic field. So due to force exerted on armature winding, because it placed in magnetic field, it starts rotating and armature starts rotating. The direction of rotation depends on direction of magnetic field produced by field winding as well as the direction of magnetic field produced by armature. So here simply you have to keep in mind the two windings. One is field winding, which is steady, and another is armature winding, which rotates. Now we will discuss construction of DC machine. As we have told that construction of DC generator and DC motor is same. So this here you can see that this is the construction of DC machine, either DC motor or DC generator. See here, this outer side circle is yoke and this dashed lines represents yoke flux. These are the poles. These four are poles, north pole and these two are south pole. Okay. This extra portion of this pole is known as pole shoe. Here. Field winding See, F1, F2 stands for field winding. So field winding is this. The field winding is mounted on that pole like this. This is the field winding. This is mounted on the pole. Okay, this is the field winding. Now, armature winding, this inner portion. See on this inner portion, these are the armature conductors. That double dots are the armature conductors. This is armature, or this is, we can see that this is the armature slots. Inside the armature, there is a commutator. Inside the armature, there is commutator, and that inner part is slot, shaft. So we can say that above shaft there is commutator, and armature is on above of it, and field winding is connected on the pole. Okay, so this is construction of DC machine, DC motor or DC generator. We will discuss the function of each parts in detail. See here. Again, we can see the one figure, so you can realize about these parts. See here. See, this is like this. So this is the shaft, inner. Above shaft, this is commutator, and this is armature winding. Okay. Again, we will see the next figure. So be aware about this type of view. You can understand. This is shaft, commutator with mica, and these are the armature conductors. Okay. Now we will see the function of each parts in detail. Now we are aware of the two windings: field winding, which is steady, and armature winding, which is movable. First part is yoke. See in the figure again, this outer part is yoke. Okay, it acts as a outer cover of DC machine. It is also called as frame. It provides protection to rotating and other parts of machine from moisture, dust, etc. It is basically iron body which provides path for flux. This is essential to carry magnetic circuit. So it provides mechanical support too. It is made up of low reluctance material like cast iron, silicon steel, etc. So basically, function of yoke is to provide protection to the rotating and other parts of machine from moisture, dust, etc. It is made up of iron body, okay, and with low reluctance material like cast iron and silicon steel. Now, second is pole. Pole 2 and pole 4. See in the figure, pole is here. These four are poles. These two are south poles. These two are north poles. See here, pole. This is pole 2. Okay. Here is this extra portion. These are the pole 2. Now we will see the operation function of pole. So pole of DC machine is electromagnet, and field winding is wound over these poles. Keep in mind, field winding is wound over the pole. Poles produce magnetic flux when magnetic field is excited. When we give electric supply to the field winding, it produces magnetic flux. Pole is external part of pole. Due to its typical shape, it enlarges the area of pole. So due to that enlarged area, more flux can pass through the air gap to the armature. Okay. So low reluctance material like cast iron or cast steel is used for construction of pole shoe. Construction is done using lamination to reduce the power loss. Okay. So you have to keep in mind that the pole is nothing but electromagnet. Field winding is over the poles. When we apply electric supply to this field winding, magnetic flux produced. Okay, and this flux links with the armature. Okay. Now, third is field winding, F1, F2. See, we have discussed that field winding is wounded over the pole. Again, we will see the figure so you can understand easily. Here, field winding. This is the field winding. It is wounded on each pole like this. Here is this is the field winding F1 and F2. It is wounded on the pole. We know that field winding is stationary. It is steady part of DC motor machine. Coils wounded around the pole cores are field coils or field windings are connected in series with each other to form field winding. Current is passed through the field winding in specific direction to magnetize the pole and poles. So magnetic flux is produced in air gap between poles and armature. Here, flux is produced in between the air gap between poles and armature. Field winding is also known as exciting winding because we excite the DC machine, DC motor by applying the external supply to this field winding. So, due to current flowing in field winding, flux alternate poles are produced. Which pole is produced at particular core is decided by right and thumb rule for a current carrying conductor. Here, when we excite the field winding, it produces the magnetic field. But due to the current flowing in the field winding, that alternate poles N and S poles are produced. The pole is produced at a particular core is decided by right and thumb rule for a current carrying conductor. Now next is armature core. It is cylindrical drum core mounted on shaft. So basically armature windings or armature core wounded on shaft as we have seen in the figure. It has larger number of slots on its outer periphery. All slots are parallel to the shaft axis. Conductors are placed in that slots. It is also known as armature conductors. Armature core provides low reluctance path to the flux produced by the field winding. See here, like this. These are the armature core. In these slots, armature windings are connected. High permeability, low reluctance materials such as cast steel, cast iron are used for armature core. It is made up of laminations to minimize power losses, as we have discussed earlier in the starting portion of that DC machine. See, again, we will see that figure. See here, this is yoke, these are poles, these are the field windings. Now, we have discussed that air gap is present between that poles and this armature. So magnetic field is produced between this air gap and links with the armature winding. These are the armature conductors or armature slot conductors. Okay. Now, so we can say that armature cores are wounded on the shaft. Okay. Magnetic field produced in air gap between poles and armature links with the armature conductors. Now armature winding. So armature conductors made up of copper are placed in armature slots present on outer periphery of armature core, as we have seen in the figure. So these armature conductors are interconnected to form armature winding. Okay, so it is rotated using prime mover. It cuts that magnetic flux lines and voltage gets induced in it. So armature winding is connected to external circuit through commutator and brushes. See here, armature winding is connected to external circuit through commutator and brushes. As we have seen in the figure, see here, these are the armature windings is connected to the outer circuits through this commutator. Okay. Now we will see the function of commutator. So it is cylindrical drum mounted on shaft along with armature core. It is made up of large number of wedge-shaped segments of hard-drawn copper. The segments are insulated from each other by thin layers of mica. See, these thin layers of mica, this is the commutator. Okay. So armature winding is tapped at various points, and these tapping are successively connected at various segments of commutator like this. These tappings are connected with the commutator. Now, function of commutator. So for DC generator, it converts alternating EMF into DC voltage. So basically, it is working like rectifier. We know that rectifier converts AC voltage into DC voltage. So for DC motor, it produces unidirectional torque. The function of commutator to produce unidirectional torque. So it collects current from armature conductor and passes to the external load via these brushes. It is made up of copper and insulating material. Mica is placed between copper segments. So basically function of this commutator is to produce the unidirectional torque. Now, brushes. So commutator is rotating, so it is not possible to connect it to load directly. Okay. That's why brushes are used to connect that armature current to external circuits. So it wears with time, so it should be inspected and replaced occasionally. So brushes collects the current from commutator and apply it to the load. So they are made up of carbon. So basically function of brushes is to passes that current from the commutator to the outer circuit or load. You can say that brushes collects the current from commutator and apply it to the load, and it is made up of carbon. Okay. Now this is all about the construction of DC machine. So you have to keep in mind pole shoe, armature winding, field winding, commutator, brushes. Okay, now we will see the types. Separately excited DC motor. DC supply is given to this. This is the armature and this is the field winding. This is armature, this is field winding. Okay, here. So in the construction, here armature and field winding are connected across two separate DC supply. RS, RSH are resistances of armature winding and field winding respectively. RSH is the resistance of field winding. RS is the resistance of armature. Now you will see the operation. When DC supply are turned on, field current ISH and armature current IA starts flowing. As we discussed that magnetic field is developed due to field current ISH in which current carrying conductor has placed. We have placed the armature in that magnetic field. So as per Fleming's left-hand rule, current carrying conductor experiences force and it starts the rotate. Finally, the armature starts rotates. It is easy to understand after the discussion of principle of DC motor. Okay. So you have to keep in mind that when we apply current supply to the field winding, it produces magnetic field, and we have placed that armature in the magnetic field, so it experiences force and it starts rotate. One important point is back EMF. So when armature winding of DC motor starts rotating, magnetic flux produced by field winding, it cuts the lines of magnetic flux, as we know that. So according to the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, there will be induced EMF in winding. So as per Lenz law, we know that this induced EMF acts in opposite direction to the armature supply voltage. Okay. So this EMF is also known as back EMF, and it is denoted by EB. This is the equation of back EMF. Back EMF gets produced due to generating action, and it is given by EB equals to P phi N Z upon 60, where P stands for number of poles, phi stands for flux per pole, N stands for speed of armature, Z is total number of armature conductors, and A stands for number of parallel paths. So see here, back EMF is produced in armature winding. Okay. So we can draw that equivalent circuit of armature like this. This is the back EMF. This is the armature resistance. Okay. So net voltage across armature circuit is total voltage is V. So V minus EB. So armature resistance. So here current is V minus EB upon R. This is armature current is given by V minus EB upon R. Direction of motor depends on the force exerted on armature, which can be given by Fleming's left-hand rule. And direction of motor rotation can be done by changing the polarities of DC supply. This is all about separately excited DC motor. See here in the figure, again I repeat this operation. Construction, we know that armature winding and field winding are connected to DC supply. One of these connected to load. So when DC supply are turned on, field winding has field current and armature current I starts flowing. But we have placed the armature in the magnetic field developed due to the field winding. We know that as per Fleming's left-hand rule, that armature experiences a force and it starts rotating. Okay? And this back EMF is produced in the armature according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. There will be induced EMF in armature winding, which is known as back EMF, and back EMF is given by P phi N Z upon 62. This is about separately excited DC motor. Here is the armature winding, back EMF, and this is the equivalent circuit of separately excited DC motor. This is all about DC machines. Again, I revised from first. DC machines have two parts, DC motor and DC generator. You have to keep in mind these important points. Construction of both DC motor and DC generator is same. Okay. Principle of operation we have discussed, but you have to keep in mind the important parts of construction of DC motors like field winding, armature winding, pole, armature conductors, okay, commutator and brushes. And at last we have discussed the separately excited DC motor. So this is all about DC machines. Thank you.